Let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another juicy episode from your host here at Top Tier Talk. Start things off so big with the Tottenham 5-1 win, scraping their way back to fourth place, just above Arsenal. But Arsenal have got 2 games in hand, so we'll have to see what happens tonight. Chris Chavez, 1-1 against Leicester. You scraped that point against him with Maddison getting his goal disallowed. And a disgusting result for Chelsea. 4-1 loss to Brentford. And then Daniel, 2-0 loss against Liverpool, but as expected. So, for everyone watching, let's get into it. So, Daniel, I want to start with you because I think you said you had high hopes going into this game with Liverpool. Is that correct? Or have you glitched out?
Yeah, if you're talking to me, I just lagged for about.
Yeah, you did briefly, but I'll go back to you. 2-0.
Yeah,
2-0 Liverpool Watford. What's going on?
Well, this is going to sound stupid, but I'm actually happy with the result. Not happy with the result, but how we played. Usually we go there. I've seen us lose 6-1, which isn't obviously great. I know we lost 5-0 at home this season. We played well. I don't know if you lot have seen the highlights. But I know we lost. It was Foster trying to do a Superman impression and get a new role in the film. Cooch was playing the wrong sport. He was playing rugby. But apart from that, we had chances. We just didn't take them. Admittedly, they didn't need to get out of first or second gear. But had we have scored, they would have had to have done something differently to what they were doing. But yeah, no, they as I said, it wasn't a challenging game for them. They didn't.
It was a brisk walk through for them.
I wouldn't say it was brisk. As I said, we had a few chances. It was easy. I would like to give Hassan Kamara, the left back, a shout.
I was going to say, I wanted to raise a point against him. It's a huge statement there, Dan. I wanted to say that actually because I've spoken to a few Watford fans about Kamara, and they say he could easily fit into a top 6 team as left back. Do you reckon that's true?
Well, he's better than Reguilon for a start. So if regular Don,
it's about Watford.
From what I've seen so far, he has probably been the best player since he signed.
Okay, that's a big statement there. What about Dennis?
No, he signed in January. Kamara signed in January. Sorry. But yeah, no. Maybe it's because we're so always on the back foot and stuff like that. But all of his stats in regards of like tackles and blocks and interceptions, I want to say since he joined are some of the best in the league, and even on Saturday he was top of the pile for like interceptions and tackles and stuff like that. Which again, I know we're on the back foot. It's probably not going to be a Liverpool player, but for it not to be a holding midfielder and for it to be a left back, especially up against Salah, who didn't get a goal or an assist, kept him fairly quiet. I don't think he even had a shot on target. Didn't even have a shot on target. It was a very good performance from him. But yeah. It's hopefully onwards and upwards from here.
That's it. So yeah, like a Jota goal at the start. You know, as you said, Ben Foster was trying to turn into Roman Reigns, trying to Superman punch the ball out, and then you said Kuchka is trying to play rugby when he's taken down.
Jota again.
Yeah, exactly.
He missed a couple chances as well, Dan. Sorry, we missed a couple chances. Pedro and
big chances as well.
Yeah,
but that's the difference. We don't score at one end. 38 seconds, I think they counted on BT Sport. Balled in on it.
That's it.
I should make a point real quick about the Liverpool second goal, the penalty. So one thing, like, don't get me wrong, I think it was a penalty, right? Kushka rugby tackles him, but I'm pretty sure in every single game that happens,
it's
and
5 in every
VAR
game.
just overlooks it. So why they decided, we're going to look at that one, and
you know the reason though.
Any of the others,
you know,
because we were still in the game.
I don't even know if it's like big club bias or if it's just shit referees.
I'm sure if you watch the game back, there was probably one of them on us when we had a set piece, or I don't remember if we had a corner, but if we did, there was probably one of them on one of our players. As you said, they happen every game. They happen 4 or 5 times every game.
That's it.
Like it would be ridiculous if you gave a penalty like every single time.
But the thing, just to go on quickly before we move on from the Watford game. When VAR first came in, and literally, like with the handball rule, I know it's ridiculous, but players then stopped not using their hands, but do you know what I mean? Like putting their arms in the way. Players stopped pulling shirts. People, like when it first come in, and there was like, I think there was a penalty in like nearly every game for the first sort of 3 or 4 weeks. Was it last season before? It was just constant because admittedly it shouldn't be, but it's also like you shouldn't be fouling that many times in the game. Like a foul's a foul. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty. Give it, but it also it's there to stop players making the irresponsible fouls.
Mistakes.
Sort of.
Yeah. It's a tough beat for Watford, but obviously Everton lost to West Ham as well, so I guess that's a little bit of a bonus for you guys trying to catch up to get out of that relegation zone.
Leads through as well, but again,
leads
it's
through
not
as well. Exactly. Yeah, it's not. You've played too many games now, I reckon, to try and catch up now. So it's basically up to both Everton and Leeds to try and lose their points so you can climb that ladder again. But before we move on, boys, I saw a post actually. I'm not sure if it's coming true, but I saw it. Apparently, the FA were considering a rule where the winners of the FA Cup, if they win it and it's a Big Six team, they get a spot in the Champions League. Is that correct? I just wanted to know what you boys think about that. A Big Six team, I don't get that. So I think if let's say, for example, a Nottingham Forest or Middlesbrough win the FA Cup, why don't they get a chance if they've proved themselves? Why does it have to be a Big Six team?
I read something about it was to do with so the Big Six have been in European competitions pretty much every season, right? Mm-hmm. And because of that constant being in Europe, they have like a coefficient in Europe, which basically means that I think it does obviously massively favor the big clubs. Right? Yeah, it's like the ranking system. It massively favors the big clubs, don't get me wrong. But that's like why they've got it and other clubs wouldn't get it. But I'm not sure how I personally feel about it, to be honest.
Exactly.
Like, I prefer fourth place, personally speaking. I would rather like the fourth spot went to fourth place in the league, just personally.
I get that as well. 1 to 4 should always get the Champions League position. And maybe, let's say, for example, if the FA Cup does like have something like that, maybe they should include all teams. But instead of going directly to the Champions League, whatever that
it used to be Europa.
What is that green? Yeah, no, what's that green one?
Conference League.
Chris knows all about that one.
Chris knows all about that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I do. Experience.
But yeah, why not allow them into that? Like if let's say, for example, I said like the bookie teams at the bottom, you get like, I don't know, maybe like a Fulham or something like that. They might surprise us all and want to win it because they get a chance to go into the Europe against these small little teams. You know, I don't see a problem with that. That might be a good idea. But
I think the only way around that, it should be League Cup. If we've got enough points and places, obviously, as the same Chris was saying, like the ranking system, it should be League Cup should be Conference League and FA Cup should be Europa League because the FA Cup was Europa League.
Yeah.
And then if you lost the final, then you and say like when we lost to City, it was a season before it changed. So had they not changed the rules, we would have had Europa League football because City were in the Champions League. Obviously, you can't play twice at once.
What a sight that would have been, Watford in the Europa League.
Yeah, but shock. The season before we do it, they changed the rules. But that's how it used to be. Which I think it should have stayed that way because it favours the so-called smaller clubs.
That's it. But yeah, moving on, Chavez. That was obviously just an interesting topic, but I just wanted to go to the 1-1 Leicester draw. You said it was a friendly. You said you didn't give a shit about what happened, really. What was going on?
Yeah, in my mind, that was sort of the first of 9 pre-season games that we have before the pre-season. I think a lot of United fans are being influenced by the media and Sky and I don't know what to make it seem like the Premier League is interesting for us, but it's not. We're not getting top 4. We don't deserve top 4 for starters. I don't think one Man United fan can tell you that we deserve it. I said when we got knocked out of the Champions League that was it for us, and you can see why. For me, these were games. Well, these are games where the players can prove to themselves like that they are good enough to play for Man United. They can play under whoever our next manager is, Ten Hag. But they're playing like players that don't want to be there. They're playing like players that are under a manager who's going to leave, which both things are true. A lot of these players are not going to be here next season. So if it's one of those where if they don't give a shit and they get their money at the end of the day, why should we really get too wound up over it? From that game, I guess you could take some positives. Let me just take 2 positives really quickly. When Rashford came on, usually when he comes on, he is very consistent in making a mistake every time he gets the ball. I thought he had a very neutral performance. I thought he didn't do anything good, but he didn't do anything bad. So that's a positive, I guess. He's going in the right direction.
Ups his market value.
And then the other one was Maguire. I think Maguire is the most protected player in the sport. Apparently now booing is abuse. If that's the case, then there's been a lot of abuse over the last few years. And if it needs to be something that we need to, comment on, for example, Tottenham Football Club had to comment on it, then we should go through and be consistent. We should talk about all the people that have been booed, all the referees. But where's the support for them? Maguire, he put in a performance in which he didn't make himself seem like a clown. So I guess that's a positive. Well done, Harry Maguire. It's 2 players there, but I guess positives because they weren't horrific.
Do you know what the issue is? So I just wanted to make a point as well, because it seems to be for like, I remember like having the same conversation with you for the past couple of weeks actually about Man United. You know, whenever we bring up, oh, you've done this, you've done that, you're like, yeah, it doesn't matter now. We're like, it seems the soul of Man United fans have really been sucked out of you. Do you know what I mean? It just seems there's no point, there's nothing you can do. Like, even if you get Europa League, like, you're like, oh, I don't care, because you're just like, what's the point? Like, there seems to be, as you said, the players don't really care to play for the club anymore. Like, the badge of Man United doesn't seem to matter to them anymore. It just seems, oh, I'm making all this massive, massive wonga. So who cares if I play well or not, you know? And as you said, like, it seems like when Matt Maguire said, what was it? Booing is what? Abuse.
So it's abuse, yeah, apparently.
But I don't understand that. Like, if you're playing, do you know what I mean? You're supposed to be this 80 million pound man. If you can't accept criticism for a way that you can't play football properly, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. It's one of those where it's just like, I think a lot
even just you say that, it's one, even you say that, you just seem upset.
Yeah, so I'll try and be a bit more upbeat. So one thing with I have a massive respect for Man United fans that still look at the season and they think, actually, if we win the next game, we might. They look at possibilities of getting into the top four, and you have more energy than me. But I think you will come to a point where you reach that stage of acceptance where you'll realize, actually, we're not going to get it. The way these guys play, and the biggest thing for me is, if you honestly ask anyone here or any United fan deep down, do we really deserve top four? The way we play, which, by the way, we have no way of playing. We have no pattern of football. We have no consistency. Even Leicester, when they came to Old Trafford, you could see they had a certain way they play and they stick to it. We don't. If Solskjaer wasn't manager, or if he was manager, you'd be hearing the same things. It's just vibes, no tactics, none of that. But here's another manager, and it's the exact same thing. And then you have people like Gary Neville saying that actually Rashford might need a new manager. But what if Ten Hag comes in and the exact same thing happens? It's maybe time to hold players a bit more accountable. Yeah, so it's not Ranieri's fault, by the way. This is not Ranieri's fault. He's come into an absolute mess, and that's what it seems to be. Every manager that gets sacked, the next one comes into a mess. They can't really, fix it.
They don't have enough time to fix it.
And he's going to be gone, and we'll be on to the next one.
Chavez, I was just going to ask, so no matter who you get in the summer, Ten Hag, Pochettino, or anyone else, like those are the main two at the moment, do you actually think that they can improve Manchester United? Or is it just going to be more of the same, like the clashes with the people above on transfers, this and that? Like Ten Hag and Poch are good managers. They're, I suppose you would say, better managers than Rangnick and Solskjaer. Can they actually improve Man United?
I think if it was Ten Hag, it's quite easy to tell when, because I think the big problem is recruitment in our club. When we get Ten Hag and the first few players we sign, you'll know straight away. For example, let's say Wan-Bissaka wasn't at our club and Ten Hag came in and we got Wan-Bissaka. Straight away, that's not a Ten Hag decision. And that way, at least we can see now if they do sign players that fit the manager's game plan, because he's not going to come in and change himself. We're signing him for him, what his product is, what he brings to the game. As Man United, we're not going to be the same. I think the thing that Man United are associated with is fast fullbacks, crossing the ball and all of that.
Yeah.
This is a different manager we're bringing in who plays total football. We have to adjust to him. So we'll see. I said we're not going to get top four next year. This isn't a one-year job. And hopefully the fan base don't go too hard on the manager, because it's impossible. No one's going to come in and do that. If we want someone like that, we should go for maybe a Conte or a Tuchel, but we didn't. So
it seems to be, sorry, I was just going to say, it seems to be United are going through what Arsenal went through like a couple of years ago. Like, we had a spell of just pure shit where we was just signing dodgy players. Nothing was working for us. We were losing the Europa League. We were coming 8th in the Premier League. Right? It was just, no one really cared at the time. And do you remember we were being made a mockery of? Like, we were coming 8th. Typical Arsenal fans. They have the optimism, this, that, the other. AFTV was a joke. But, now obviously we've got that little bit of a boost. So hopefully that happens for United, because I don't like to see Man United doing that bad. You're a legacy club. You've had the history behind you, and it's just a sad sight. But
yeah,
hopefully it's been like that for the last 10 years, though. It hasn't been the last couple of seasons.
It's just constant.
Been 10 years of crap. Yeah.
We'll have to see, though. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Oh well.
But
yeah.
Do you know what, mate? I'm going to move straight on to you as you piped up. 4-1 Brentford. What happened? What actually happened? My God. Second half shambles.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened, to be honest with you.
It seems to be Rudiger had a good shot, tried to celebrate, and then Brentford was like, "No, I'm not having that celebration in front of me." Bosh.
Yeah, that game solidified for me that we have to go back to a 3 at the back. I don't know why we're doing this 4 at the back nonsense. It's just not working. We don't have the personnel for that at all. Number 2, Rudiger scores finally after about 5 million shots every game from about ridiculous angles. I was gassed when he scored, and then they come back with a great finish. And then I don't know what happened from there. 4-1 to Brentford. It's embarrassing. It gives me. Do you guys remember West Brom vibes last year, 5-2? When Jorginho passed back, Thiago Silva got red card, and then from there we capitulated. But fair play to Brentford, man. What's happened to Eriksen's on? It's so good right now, isn't he? Like, I don't know. He's just on fire at the moment. Do you think, Chris, you'd want him back?
100%. Would I want him back? Like, he's unreal. He's unreal.
Unreal. I don't know if it's because the team doesn't have a quality or a star talisman like him, just a quality player that's make him look good. But he's
a solid number 10.
Amazing that game for us. That game, I'm finally gonna say, I want Timo Werner out of this club now.
I know.
Too many times I've backed that guy, and he's done nothing. Missing chances, backing out of challenges.
He scores on Wednesday. I'm calling it.
Yeah, imagine. Then I'm back on the team. Alonso didn't have a good game. I think 5 at the back suits him more. Don't know why Ruben Loftus-Cheek is still playing for us, to be honest. He flopped at Fulham. And then we've got Jorginho, presumably Ballon d'Or nominator on the bench. Mount didn't have a good game. The defence was shit, to be honest with you. The last goal and communication lack of it. That second goal, Eriksen, was terrible. Kante, exactly. We saw it together. Why is he doesn't need to come in? I know he's not a defender, but it's basic. If you stick with Eriksen in the middle, he's going out wide. He comes in, goes through the legs. Eriksen makes it 2-1.
I do want to ask him here, actually. Do you think Chelsea severely under, I don't know what the word is, but misjudged Brentford on how they went into that game? As you said, you played 3 at the back. Because I'm going to bring classic again, Arsenal back into this. When we lost to Brentford back at the start of the season, do you remember we were? I like to see it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we had our hands up. We lost to Brentford. Fair play, they won. But there was so much stick from the media against Arsenal. But then it seems like Chelsea, you lost 4-1. It's a big defeat. But then it seems to be it took a day of tweets of just going like that, and it's forgotten about. But then
I think with that, it's because it was their first game ever in the Premier League. It was their first ever, as I said, home game.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And
probably even too into it.
You should be beating Brentford 10 times out of 10. So admittedly, same as Chelsea should be, but it's because no one expects.
That's what my question is. Do you reckon Chelsea severely misjudged how Brentford would play? Because as you said, you've got the likes of Christian Eriksen and that team is the talisman. Do you know what I mean? You've got a lot of quality in that team who's just all of a sudden come up and shone out of nowhere. So
100%. I don't know. I just hope this was a big
kick up the arse.
To go to 3 at the back. It's a bit of Tuchel's fault as well for going 4 at the back. It doesn't work. But I can't remember the last time he played well playing 4 at the back. So it goes back to the 3 at the back, and I'm just hoping we get a good response out of against Real Madrid on Wednesday, because
that's
it. Embarrassing 4-1.
You play the same, it's going to be double digits.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think he'll go back to the 3 at the back. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek, as I said, out the side.
Or you hope?
Werner. He should be out the side. He should be sold in the summer. Sell him.
Yeah.
Rudiger didn't even, not even Rudiger. Just go back to what we know. 3 at the back won the Champions League. Yeah, he's tried to. You don't have the personnel for 4 at the back. Even Thiago Silva didn't have a great game. I know it's his wife chipping in afterwards, but who cares? Why are you getting? He had a bad game. The 3 at the back, he's protected with 2 fast centre backs and wing backs and stuff. But
that's it.
It was not good. It was just a bad day at the office. I'm hoping
bad day. Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. And then obviously there's a bit more pressure now. We're lost because you guys are
Arsenal catching. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not worried though, by the way. I'm not worried about you guys.
We'll have to see what happens today against Crystal Palace.
I'll be worried if we lose against you, to be honest. That's when I'll be.
Do you know what? Yeah. If we keep winning and then we come against you and win, you'll be scared.
Yeah, of course I will.
Best be scared.
If we don't get top 4, that's a disaster as well, isn't it? Yeah. Best be scared, you said. To be honest, you should be getting top 4 with no competitions, but that's another story.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Speaking of top 4, it seems to be a challenging top 4 at the moment because Chris Nestros, 5-1 against Newcastle United. What a performance from Tottenham, I do have to admit. You're climbing that ladder back up again, and it seems to be a real race for the top 4. But explain to us what happened in that game. What happened well?
Well, it was an immense performance. I mean, firstly, it didn't start well. We actually went 1-0 down. That free kick. I mean, prior to that, we were playing well. The passing was crisp. It was good. It was pretty good, fast play. So even though we went 1-0 down, you're disappointed, but you realized we're actually playing quite well.
Yeah.
We responded immediately. An amazing ball from Son, Ben Davis scoring in this game, Matt Doherty scoring, Emerson Royale scoring. It was like everyone was scoring. Newcastle were handing out goals like Christmas presents. You know what I mean? Like it was the season of giving. Like no, but we played really well. We attacked really well. We created loads of chances. I think if you're a Tottenham fan right now, you can see the progress under Conte.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think even after the game, Ben Davis came out and said, "We are lucky to have Conte." And I haven't seen a player speak negatively of Conte. Like he's just really transformed this club in a matter of like 3-4 months. The two players he was able to bring in, Kulusevski and Bentancur, have like hit the ground running immediately, both in the first team, both massively like improving what we have. So just all round amazing performance. The whole team played really well. Major shout out to Christian Romero. Guy's like a one-man tank, you know what I mean? He's like so good. The front three all firing, both wing backs like scoring. Like there was just no negative of the game. I think the biggest difference is like the amount of goals Tottenham is scoring now. In the last 3 home games in the Premier League, Tottenham have scored 13 goals, 2 5s and a 3. And I can remember at the start of the season, we had 10 games under Nuno, who I'm going to call a football terrorist. Like, hear me out. Because we literally scored 9 goals in those 10 games under Nuno. 9. And we've got 13 in the last 3 home games. Like, and even in the away games, I think actually I read a stat during the match that we've scored the most goals in 2022 in the Premier League, like even more than Liverpool. Like we have really been in good form, like attacking wise. So yeah, all in all, just
so far so
massive.
Good.
So far so good. Conte's living up to the expectation. He came in with a big reputation. He's living up to it. He's made average crap players like Matt Doherty look like prime Cafu or something. Like you know,
yeah.
He tends to do that, doesn't he? Victor Moses for us.
Yeah, he came into Chelsea. Victor Moses became like a key player. Like he, I think he had a bit of a reputation before he joined. People were worried about style of football. People were worried about like negative play, but that's not the case at all. He's just a top manager. We're looking like a really good attacking team.
Yeah,
and another thing about Conte was like people were concerned with, oh, is he like a checkbook manager? Is he like another Pep, needs 200 million every summer? But he's already improved the existing players, which is, I think, in my opinion, the sign of a really good manager. And yeah, all this improvement, 5 wins out of the last 6 in the Prem. We actually have a chance now of top 4 when it looked fairly dead a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Arsenal well clear of us, but now it's interesting again, and the pressure is on to you, Arsenal tonight. Selhurst Park under the lights. Let's see what you got. Come on.
That's it. Chris, I just wanted to speak on that actually. Just as you said, like your form at the moment is fantastic. You know, you've got a strong attacking like formation of your team. As you said, you brought in Kulusevski and Bentancur from Conte's like transfer window. Is there anyone, let's say for example in the summer, would you try and bring someone in? Like, would you try and fix something apart of that team, or do you think your team at the moment is like pitch perfect and leave it alone for the next season?
Oh, there's no way our team's perfect. The good thing is, like, we've
not perfect, but like, you know what I mean. But like to a point where you think there's no one that if they don't replace them, you're not asked. You know what I mean?
We've improved a lot. Don't get me wrong, and there's definitely still a lot of room for improvement. Like, I think as much as like someone like, let's say, Doherty has performed quite well lately, to buy like a proper better like right wing back and even Reguilon on the other side, both wing backs could be improved. Ben Davis is another one. Like, he's always been like rotation, but he's come in, done really well, but definitely he could be improved on. There's quite a lot of positions we could improve on. So right now it's just ultra positive. Like, personally for me anyway, I'm buzzing. I'm all of a sudden these last 8 games actually mean something. I think Conte described them as cup finals. So, you know, that's how important they are.
You've still got playoffs, haven't you?
We do actually. And according to the rumors, that game's going to be announced on the 12th of May, Thursday, the 12th of May, which would make it the 3rd last game of the season.
Game, yeah. So, an important game.
A very important game, which could have huge implications on who gets top 4. So bring it on. And that will be the first North London derby with fans at our new stadium. The previous 2 had no fans. So on a midweek Thursday at like evening, under the lights. Come on, bring it on. I'm already pumped. Bring on the 12th of May. Come on.
That's it. But yeah. All right, boys. Well, as I say, it was just a quick wrap up from us. Apologies to everyone. We can't talk about the great Arsenal because obviously we're playing in about an hour and 20 minutes. We'll hopefully see a nice 3-0 juicy win from us. Odegaard assists, Martinelli goals.
Clip your Chavez when they lose.
We're not going to lose. We're not going to lose. As simple as that. We're going straight there and we're going to win. It's as simple as that. No, it's a big game for us, to be fair. Like we have to go there and win. We have to make sure we stand on this like form from what we've played on. As you said, Tottenham's catching us now. They're ahead of us. Obviously, we've got 2 games in hand, but if we go ahead and lose to Selhurst Park today, then it's a bit of an implication. Oh yeah, we still got 1 game in hand, but it's still a game that we need to win. Like let's say, for example, like Liverpool, we lost to them. No offense, it was granted because Liverpool's Liverpool, and then like the Man Cities of the world as well. If you lose to them, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Whereas these mid-table to lower league table teams like Crystal Palace and like Leeds, these are the games you need to make sure you battle in and make sure your head's in the game to focus and get these wins because these are the wins that matter. So yeah, no, it should be interesting to see what happens tonight. As I say, Chris, as you said, it's a real fight for 4th now at the moment, or even 3rd if Chelsea maybe lose their next game. We'll never know.
You hope so.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. Yeah, can you imagine Chelsea come 5th?
Watford rock up to Stamford Bridge last game of the season, and Arsenal and Spurs finish in the top 4.
No, Watford. How did Watford come into the top 4?
Yeah.
We've got your last game of the season.
Yeah.
We've got your last game of the season a bit.
What has that got to do with it?
Massive. We're going to beat you. We're going to stay up.
That's it. Yeah, you see,
Third and fourth going to be Arsenal.
Yeah.
Clip all these. We're going to clip them all.
Yeah. Before we go though, to everyone watching. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what I was about to say. Thank you, Shiz. Before we go, we're going to start with our predictions for the next week. So Amir or Chavez, whoever's got the predictions.
Oh, good. So we'll start with the big one, which is tomorrow. Chelsea Real Madrid. First leg, quarterfinal, Champions League.
1-0 Chelsea.
I'm a 1-1 draw.
Do you know what? I feel like everyone's head's going to be down from that game against Brentford, so I reckon 3-0 Real Madrid.
So I was going to say, I think Chelsea will go 5 at the back and win 4-0 Chelsea.
4-0? What?
I don't know. I just think you lost against Brentford.
Hazard comes on and scores against Chelsea.
Yeah. All right. Next one after that is the Prem Saturday. Everton United. Everton in the shambles of a form.
Yeah, but so United. You can't really say Everton in the shambles.
3-0 United.
2-0 United.
Well, is it a pre-season game, Chavez?
Yeah, pre-season, so no pressure.
Chavez, turn up, please.
No, I think we will. I think.
I want to see you rooting for him, like shirt on, everything.
Big performance from us, 1-0.
Big performance. Yeah.
He's there at 3:00.
Chris, what do you think?
2-1 to Man United. I think they'll just edge it.
Yeah, I reckon.
We'll back United. 1-0 Everton. 1-0 Everton.
Ooh, if that happens.
Okay.
No. We all. Yeah.
This one's going down.
Wait, Amir, did you say we're going to win?
Yeah, I said we all said you're going to win. So.
Okay, Arsenal Brighton. Arsenal at home. Neil Mopé at the Emirates.
4-0.
So Neil Mopé.
No, fuck that guy. Neil Mopé, you're a disgrace.
2-1. I said 2-1.
4-0 Arsenal. Martinelli brace.
1-0 Arsenal.
I think like
Amir, you're smart now. You know the Arsenal agenda. Suck it out. So you get...
No, 3-1 Arsenal. Brighton have won. Brighton have won 1 in 16.
Yeah. Chris,
against Watford.
Yeah, it was against Watford.
I went 2-0 Arsenal. I just think Arsenal
and then we've
have enough.
got Southampton Chelsea. Chelsea away.
1-1. Oh no, actually no.
Livermento and
2-2. I'll say 2-2.
Oh no, yeah. Do you know what? I'll stick with it. 1-1.
I'll say 2-0 Chelsea.
The first thing that came to my mind was 2-0 as well. So I'll stick with it.
Oh.
Wait, should we all say 2-0?
Oh, 2-0, yeah, fine. 2-0.
Yeah, as a podcast, we're saying 2-0. Watch how we all get it right. Okay, Watford Leeds.
What a
big game for Daniel Brown there.
I'll go last. I'll see what
that's a 12-pointer, and I'm going to give it to Leeds.
You know what?
2-1.
I'm going to say 2-0 Leeds, and I reckon Daniel Brown's going to kick a chair. 100%.
If we lose, we're down. That's how important.
That's what I'm saying. If you 2-0, we lose, you kick a chair. Dan, honestly, you decking old Brown. If you lose 2-0.
0-0.
Chris.
I think Watford are due a home win, so
We're due a win. We're due a win.
Yeah,
2-1.
2-1
Okay, Dan?
Watford.
I'll say 1-0 Watford. Roy Hodgson ball, full effect.
Okay, quick time. Villa, Tottenham, Villa at home. Steven Gerrard.
I think it's a classic. Like both teams will score, it'll be quite attacking. I'll go 3-2 Tottenham.
Yeah, I reckon 3-1 Tottenham.
Yeah,
It's such a
3-1.
hard one. Villa have lost 3 on the bounce, so I think they'll come back now. I can't see
that's-
Tottenham fans this happy, to be honest. It's kind of too
Yeah, I don't like
Something
it.
normally goes wrong. You got
Yeah.
a point.
1-0, I'll say 1-0.
4-2 Spurs. Cracking
Yeah.
game.
What you say?
I said 3-1
To Spurs?
Spurs, yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Last one then, since it's a big game and we're about to go into a combined 11 for it. Man City, Liverpool. And this could be a league. This is like
What
you're
a
basically
game.
telling us
Wow.
league.
It's such a
Really
draw.
hard one.
Do you know what? I reckon 3-2 City.
It's
I reckon
so
it'll be a
difficult.
juicy game, and I reckon 3-2 City.
Oh,
Rat boy up top,
no.
Foden. He's going to
City
score.
as well. I'm gonna go 2-1 City. I'll back City.
You know
there.
what? I'm gonna go opposite. I'll go 1-0 Liverpool. I'm gonna go
I have a
Liverpool.
feeling Liverpool are going to win the league this season. It's so sad, and I don't want it to happen. But 2-1 Liverpool.
I thought Manchester United fans couldn't get any more depressed. But
I'm like, this is the pain.
Two
I'm
of the
going
worst
through right
teams, to, yeah.
now. Yeah. Right, is it Dan? What you say?
1-0.
Oh, okay. Should we do it?
Speaking of those predictions, we'll go into
Yeah.
a combined 11 of our Man City Liverpool team. Is it based off this season, yeah?
Yeah, quick fire based on form. Man
fire.
City, Liverpool, since they're about to play. Got in goal. Allison or Edison?
Allison.
Alisson.
I would say Allison as well. Allison wins.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right back. Trent.
Trent.
yeah, it's got to be
Trent.
Trent.
Cool.
You'll see why. You'll see why. Trent,
Yeah,
right back.
because left back.
Yeah.
Cancelo.
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 Yeah,
Okay, we all
yeah.
think alike. I like
Robertson's had
that.
a phenomenal season, but
Bud
Cancelo.
Robertson. Bud Robertson.
but
He's a B-Tech
Cancelo's
Tierney,
in
Chris. He's
different
a
class.
B-Tech Tierney.
Cancelo's got to be in it. Okay, he's outvoted. He's won. So now the two
Van
centre
Dijk,
backs.
Diaz. Van Dijk and Diaz.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on.
That's
On
yes.
form this season, Matip and Diaz. Come on, get Matip.
Massive's been playing like.
Oh, do you know what? I can actually. I back that.
Van
shit.
I think
Dijk-
Matip's had a
This
better
season.
season than Van Dijk.
Matip, yeah, Matip.
Van Dijk, no. Van Dijk's still amazing. I think Van Dijk and Diaz still the best.
Well, Diaz
Diaz
wins.
is 100% in there.
So who?
Yeah.
Van Dijk, Matip. Who is everyone saying Van Dijk?
Van Dijk.
Van Dijk.
I'd agree with Amir actually. I'd go Van Dijk and Diaz. Like
Okay,
both,
Van Dijk,
both
Diaz,
of them defended really well. City and Liverpool.
Let's do the midfield. The most obvious, I think, that stands out for me is Rodri. I think he's just been unbelievable because we have to have a
KDB.
whole
I would
game.
argue
KDB's also
Fabinho.
there.
I want to go for Fabinho.
Can we go Fabinho, Rodri, and De Bruyne as a midfield three?
I was going to put
I think
Fabinho, Rodri, and
Thiago.
Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo Silva goes in that team, 110%. But where do
Yeah,
you
this-
put him? Do you
this
put
is
him
where
right
he
wing or do you put him centre mid?
No,
I
I
think
would
we should
no,
do
because Salah wins.
Okay, fine. Centre mid.
Fabinho, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne midfield.
I can back that. I can back that, Amir.
Look,
think
as long as
Fabinho's
Naby
been
Keita
insane.
doesn't go in there like that Liverpool fan. On
And
Twitter.
Naby Keita, yeah.
I'll do
Okay,
him.
so we're agreeing on Fabinho. I think everyone agrees on Fabinho, right?
Yeah,
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 Fabinho.
Yeah,
Fabinho,
KDB and Bernardo
Fabinho,
Silva.
Rodri, De Bruyne for me.
I think De
KDB
Bruyne-
and Bernardo.
Okay.
KDB, De Bruyne.
KDB we've all agreed on. Then
Bernardo.
it's between Bernardo
Yeah.
Silva and having Fabinho. Oh, sorry, Rodri. Oh, I still say Rodri. But okay. So it's Fabinho, Bernardo, and KDB.
What did Chris
Yeah.
say? What did Chris say?
I'm happy with that midfield. I'm happy.
Bernardo, yeah.
Right
Yeah.
wing, Mo Salah.
Salah.
No,
Yeah.
Salah.
You can't not have him in there.
And striker Jota, that's the obvious one, I think.
Jota,
They don't
yeah.
have
Yeah.
a striker.
Jota.
Left wing, I think Mane versus Sterling and Diaz.
Could you
I'd
put
say
Foden
Sterling.
there?
Foden left
Put
wing.
Foden there?
I
I
still
wouldn't
put
put Foden
Sterling.
in there.
I'd say Sterling over. I'll say Sterling over.
I'd back Sterling as well. Sterling.
Sterling's
Sterling.
okay.
Sterling's had a good
To be
season.
fair, so both Mane and Sterling have had great seasons. Like you can't fault both of them, so it's quite a tough one for that one.
But Ster-
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
I'll
they're
take
wrong. Give
Sterling.
it front three all to Liverpool. Like
I might have to go
Man
for the
City has
T-Rex.
played.
I might have to go for the
well, then
T-Rex.
he's one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then manager Klopp or Guardiola.
Guardiola.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp. Klopp's in
Guardiola.
all the competitions still.
Okay.
Based on
That's-
this season.
Guardiola.
I go Pep. Pep can still
Yeah.
win the treble this year. Like
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Chris.
Pep's gonna overthink.
Did you see the interview? He was like, I overthink we're going to play with 12 tomorrow. Did you see the interview?
Yeah, he's lost the plot. Hasn't he?
That's him.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, who won that? Klopp. Okay.
So
Yeah.
no, nah.
Pep won it, didn't he?
Me, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Give it to
we
Pep.
lost. Yeah.
That's it. Mascots. No, joking. Very fun.
Chavez
Stadium.
walking out Liverpool, Man City.
What does that equal? So Alisson 1-0, Trent 2-0, Van Dijk 3-0, Fabinho 4-0, Mo, Jota 5-0, 6-0. So
Yeah, Liverpool win it.
Liverpool won, yeah.
6-4.
6-5. 6-5.
Oh yeah, I can't count.
This is why they're going to win the league.
Scored, Dan. They got a man left.
Yeah,
Actually, no, technically 6-6 because of Pep.
Yeah, Pep. Yeah, that was.
See,
Even
even,
top
even.
Even Stevens. That's it.
So
All right,
there we
does that
go.
wrap
One
up
draw
everything?
confirmed.
One draw.
Confirmed.
Yeah. Does that wrap up everything?
Yeah.
Everyone good? No problem at all. Well, everyone who's watching, thank you very much. We'll come up with some bangers on TikTok, so make sure you just stay tuned for our TikTok page. We're coming up with some absolute bang. And Twitter, yeah, Chris, you're in charge of that. Don't worry about that. But yeah, as I say, for everyone watching, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week for another juicy episode. Take care.